Hello everybody, to TradeCat for February 2nd, 2026, and today's the first day of the month, and so took two trades today, one on Amazon and one on AMD. So I'll kind of break down what I saw today and how I kind of read the markets, and yeah, let's get into the video. So first I'll bring up my Discord, right, and I'll kind of show you guys what I was kind of seeing. So let's do this, right, just so we can get like this foundation out the way, right? So at 8:30, right, QQQ and SPY have to understand the market context, right? Every single day to understand what the market is opening, what is it doing, right? We had that very bearish news last Friday, also over the weekend about Bitcoin dropping, right? Gold had a very big pullback, silver had a very big pullback, right? And we also know that this week there's a lot of earnings, right? We have a lot of news, Refiller news, right? Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every single day. And then we had earnings on Palantir, which we did gap up after hours, but that's like after today, so it didn't really matter. We have AMD tomorrow, right? I trade AMD on today actually, so I knew AMD had earnings, but I still decided to trade the name because it had relative strength. So the IV was kind of juiced up on this name, so the contract should have actually moved more than the contracts actually should have been. I should have been up way more on these contracts. That's what I realized a little bit later. But yeah, I'm not gonna be trading AMD tomorrow because it'll have earnings, and then we have Google on Wednesday, and then we have Amazon on Thursday. So yeah, so 8:30 looking for longs at QQQ's reclaiming previous day lows, right? We had very strong like reclaims of these previous day levels, right? So that's showing me that we're kind of trying to bounce and make a V-shaped recovery. And then saw that AMD, right, was also kind of showing strength with QQQ and SPY. So I wanted to play AMD, So uh yeah, so I simply saw an AMD, right? Let me just pull up the charts. That we were reclaiming our pre-market high with strong price action right here, and we also got above this 240 key level. So this 240 key level is my key level that I have marked out, right? It's the area that we previously had buyers, right? We had previous buying and selling, right? Whole number. We've clearly are bouncing off this level. This is the area of key buying and selling. So I want to see it kind of break this level, retest it, show strong price action, and then so I can have a good risk reward entry. Unless I could be aggressive and just enter above this candle, I could have done that as well. But I wanted a little bit better of an entry, right? So I waited for at this candle. I wanted to see a pullback. So after this order block formed right here at this red candle, I saw us kind of come down here at this candle and show strong price action. We came down to this 240 level and showed strong buyers making a strong hammer stick candle right here at this 8:35 candle. Right, I don't trade the first 5 minutes, right? So right when the first 5 minutes closed, I entered calls at 8:36. Very simple, followed my rules, and I was still able to get a very good entry. Right, the best entry would have been like right at the very top of this candle because the contract I think was a little bit cheaper. But buying at this was also not as bad, right? I did buy a little bit more expensive, maybe like 3-4% more expensive because just like that's just what happened when you buy the candle closure. And the IV's a little bit more juiced up, but very clean move on AMD, right? Like my stop loss was very minimal. The risk reward was very nice on this trade. You can see it's very nice, and we had a very clean move to the upside. So this trade, I think, at its peak was on 25%. So, kind of less than expected because they had IV. The IV was very high in this name, 66% around there. So we had a nice $3 move on AMD pretty quickly. So expect a little bit more, right? But we had a nice hold of this fair value gap right here, and plus this 244 level, and then we had a nice push to that previously high level, right? I'm pretty sure it's a previously high level. No, it's not. What is level? It's probably what is the level I've marked out here? Let me see. I actually probably know it is, but I'm gonna have to just double check. All right, I'm not sure where I get this level from. Oh, it's right here. This hourly high. Okay. I was like, hold on, I can't see it. So yeah, so that was a TP I was looking for. This final TP is 270, 247.82 level, which we had a nice push up and a candle closure above it. So very nice trade on AMD, right? Unfortunately, I got stopped on my trailers at this candle right here, which is very unfortunate. But overall, the thesis was correct on this name. I saw QQ and SPY just absolutely pushing to the upside, so I want to kind of play a name that's showing strength with QQ and SPY, right? So Amazon and AMD were the only two names that were kind of showing strength with QQ and SPY. So those are the only two names I'm looking to play, right? QQ had a very nice kind of V-shaped recovery from these lows, right? Very strong bounce. Same as SPY, right? We reclaimed our key levels, even above our previous high levels. So you can see today was a very strong price action. Actually, I want to see something real quick. I just want to see SPY. What's in a higher time frame just for this week? Okay, yeah, no, we are near all-time highs level. So this week, can be a very nice all-time highs push to a candle closure above because we have a lot of earnings. So we have a lot of earnings this week. So I expect us to actually break above these all-time highs level. Right, we have Google, Amazon, and AMD. So I expect those earnings to be good, and we'll finally be above a 700 on SPY probably this week. So yeah. So what happened on the Amazon trade, right? So Amazon was the second trade I took today, a little bit later in the market, but the relative strength was just so clear in this name that it doesn't really, it's not a big deal if you trade a little bit later in the day, if you know that, if you understand what your risk and your reward is, right? Very simple. Look at Amazon. Like, look at this move. Very insane move for a name like Amazon, because everyone knows that anyone that trades knows Amazon 99% of the time doesn't do anything, right? So very, very strong price action on Amazon. I'm looking to play this name, just simply just trying to find a pullback and playing with this trend. So I saw us kind of just absolutely just show extremely bullish price action. So I just want to see us enter on a pullback so I can have a good risk to reward. So I saw at this 244 key level plus fair value gap, I kind of want to see price break above this level, which we had a nice break, come back, show price action, right, which is this wick right here. We're showing buyers defend this area, right? And then I just want to see us bounce from this area with buyers. So at this candle, right, while I was forming, we had buyers step up very aggressively, right? We at this candle, so I entered calls at this like middle of this candle while I was forming. My stop loss simply below this 244 level plus fair value gap, and then simply TP. I just want to see us continue that uptrend and just push towards key areas of liquidity, right? So I have those marked out. If you guys are wondering what those are, I'll probably talk them in another video, but here's the liquidity, right? Actually, I'll just explain it, right? So I want to see us take these highs out right here, and then these highs out right here, and then these highs out right here. And then if we got above that, then my next TP would have been this, and then this. And then, so of course we didn't have that much insane move, but we still had a pretty insane move on Amazon, right? So very nice trade, right? Enter call, stop loss simply below 244 level, and then we had some consolidation as I entered, right? So we had some consolidation, but we had clearly buyers stepping up in this area multiple times, right? I'm not really sure what is over here, but it has to be some area because we bounced off it multiple times, right? Right here, buyers stepping up, right here, buyers stepping up, and then right here's buyers stepping up. So very good trade, right? Amazon just kept that momentum that I was looking for, that kept that strong price action, and we had a nice 40% move to these highs. And also another thing I want to kind of talk about is I realized this later that the contracts I bought on Amazon were the 0 day expiration contracts, because there's new expirations for these some of these specific names, not for AMD, but for Amazon and Tesla and Nvidia. They have 0 day. They have like multiple contracts now for the week. So the contracts you buy are a little bit different now. So back before this like update or this like thing, it was a little bit easier because you only had the weekly contracts. But now you have a little bit more contracts. So that's kind of why I had a 40% move in pretty much a dollar move, which I realized a little bit later. So that's pretty insane. Like if you can capture that move from down here, you can get a very big win, right? If your risk is small, your reward is like pretty nice. But honestly, I was not trying to take those 0 day contracts, right? I looked at the spreads and I looked at the spreads, I looked at the like contracts on the other names, and I decided I'm just gonna stick with the weekly contracts for now, right? Unless my risk and my reward is very nice and I know like it'll be worth it. Like if my risk is like less than 10% on the Friday on a 0 day contract and my reward is way bigger, then maybe I can put that risk on. But otherwise, the weeklies is so much better just to like have to just manage your risk, because if you just get that move right, you'll make a decent amount of money. So yeah, that's pretty much trade recap, right? I think I talked about everything. I make this trade recap pretty late because this is actually the third take. The other two takes, I think I deleted this morning, right? The first time I wasn't even recording. Second time, I don't even know what happened. I think I just stuttered. So I'm finally recording trade recap a little bit later in the day. But yeah, I mean, pretty good day today, right? I'll kind of show down the breakdowns of the entries a little bit more, right? Um, Amazon A and B only good names to play at 9:05 in Amazon calls. Really good risk reward here. What the fuck? Because we had this pop round and entered. So 9:05, right? I entered at 9:05. Let me talk about that. So we had news at 9. So I want to see I want to see what happened on QQ and SPY at that news, and we simply just showed continuation for the uptrend. So at 9 o'clock, we just showed continuation for the uptrend. Right, 9 o'clock, we showed us just breaking, making high highs and high lows. So I knew QQ and SPY were bullish. So I just wanted to just find a name that strength and just ride along with it, right? So at 9:05, I called out that Amazon, right? And I'm aiming the only good name, so at this area, and I want to see us kind of get a pullback for an entry on Amazon. So I got that pullback right here. Enter calls at this bounce of this fair value gap plus 244 key level, right? And in Amazon calls, good risk reward here. And then I said bruh because the A and B I got stopped on my trailers right here. I did not wait for the candle closure, right? And we just had an insane move, $4 back up to all time highs. So not all time highs, but uh high of day. So crazy. Very, very funny. Or else the day would have been like I don't even know, like a $5,000 day. Wait, did I even like talk about the P&L? I don't even remember if I did. Anyway, so it was a $2,000, $3,000 day pretty much. So nice day. Should have been a bigger day on AMD for sure. The AMD trade should have been around a $3,000 trade, but those trailers kind of sold the bag. I kind of sold them to. Oh my god. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much trade recap for today, right? Nothing too crazy, right? Very simple day. These are days where it's just very easy price action to learn where it's going straight up and holding market structure. So you just want to buy on a pullback and have your risk managed. Because then if you're wrong, then you're wrong. It's just, the trend's going to break. Because I know if AMD gets below this fair value gap, then it's going to be a little bit more choppier, right? Then we're going to come down and then unless you have some aggressive buying, selling up, stepping up, right? But like I know these names, right? Just keep the momentum and keep their like keep holding their key levels to maintain that bullish market structure. So yeah, that's pretty much a trade recap, guys. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I think I talked about pretty much everything, right? I mean, pretty straightforward day today. And yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a banger day as well. We have AMD earnings after hours, so we'll not be trading AMD tomorrow, right? AMD actually is kind of looking decent on the higher time frame after today because we kind of did show strong. Let me check. Ooh, AMD is looking kind of decent on the higher time frame, right? We kind of came out just 230 levels and showed nice, strong buyers, and so maybe this could be a nice earnings push to this all-time highs level in AMD. I'll just have to see tomorrow. I usually don't play the name on that the same day as earnings because Ivy is very juiced up. Like today, AMD also Ivy was juiced up, but I actually didn't realize it. Even though I knew that earnings, I just didn't realize it. So it's not a big deal, right? Because even if the Ivy was juiced up, the setup was so good that even if it came down, like my risk was not more than 15%. Actually, probably less than that. So, yeah, that's pretty much trade cap for today, guys. Let's look at these other names. What's Robinhood doing? Damn, that's crazy. Do I have earnings soon? This is Robinhood's getting absolutely railed, even though like their earnings are insane. So this is a probably good name to buy for that long term portfolio. I cannot lie, right? As the name goes deeper, I'll look to accumulate Robinhood at this area right here, this higher time frame order block. I want to see us kind of come down into this area. I'll look to buy some more hood at this area, and then next area I would look to buy hood, right, will be just $70. I don't see just us come down to $70, and then if we come down lower, just it's even more. Oh, we have earnings soon. Yeah, I don't think we come down this low. I don't think maybe Hooker can come down to this area, but I don't think we come down lower than that unless the earnings are somehow bad. But like, how are the earnings bad when like when we were at 150, the earnings were insane and the stock price was at 150, and now we're like 40% below that now. So and the earnings were last time insane. So I expect the earnings to like I expect the earnings to shift the momentum, not like maybe have us a strong close above, like back above 100, but at least shift the momentum to kind of like stop this aggressive downside market structure. So yeah, but this is a good name for the portfolio. I'm just talking now. The trade cast pretty much over, right? Let's look at MU. What's MU doing? MU is pretty nice. Pretty nice. What about SNDK? What SNDK do? Damn, it's 682, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about something. Actually, at 14 minutes long, bro. This 14-minute long trade recap. Okay, you know what? Yeah, this is a trade recap. Peace.